Hello, 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 hello. Happy Tuesday from cold, rainy Northeast Ohio. If you are new here, my name is Sarah. I live just east of Cleveland, and it's April, but I don't think Mother Nature got that hint yet. They're calling for snow tomorrow, so we'll see. That's, weather for you. Anyway, I'm so excited about today's video. I have a bunch of goodness to share. I've been bursting at the seams, just waiting for Tuesday. So I don't know, but it's really funny because I've been super good about recording these every week, but I still feel like so much happened in the week to talk about. So I've just really been enjoying these, and I am so happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing if you've done so. Thank you for liking and leaving comments. I appreciate it so much more than you will ever know. But anyway, enough sappiness already. I'm not even like 2 minutes in. Goodness. If you are new here, I usually will cry at some point. Happy tears typically. I'm just an emotional person, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But anyway, I actually have another finished object, which is super exciting. Some good whip updates. I have some future plans to talk about. I have some yarn that I got in. I have some yarn buying to talk about. Just so much. So let's just get to it. I don't even know where to start. Oh, my finished object. Let's just do typical, how that goes. Oh, and I have my monthly stats too. If you are newer here, I keep a journal with project plans, and then well, these are my totals, but each project that I have going, and just very small details about when I started it, when I finished it, what yarn I'm using, and then how much they all weigh. And I'll talk about that when I get to my totals, but I have those to catch up on too, since we are now in a new month. So first off, my finished object. This is a very long-standing whip. I talked about this last week. I started it in November of 2022. Oh my golly. So I finished my Cosmos Textured Wrap, which is a free pattern by Jessica from Mama and a Stitch. It is it 4 different patterns, I think? 4 different pattern repeat. And then you repeat each section 6 times, I think, or to the length you want it. So let me find where I was last time. I have my little, where is my marker? Oh, here's my chicken. Okay, so here is my sweet little chicken. I think I got this from Simply Serving, I think. So I was right there. So I finished, and it's big and wide, and it's so glorious, and it's literally the most perfect wrap ever. Oh, do you guys feel that cozy? I know, it basically emanates straight through this video. So super big. It's I think it's even, let me see, I think it's even taller than me. Oh yeah, it's way taller than me. You can't even see it. It's yeah, it's taller. It's a whole foot taller. It's fantastic. I haven't blocked it or anything. I'm not going to, basically just because I don't care. It's just going to be something that I have here at home. I'm not wearing it out. It's acrylic yarn. So does acrylic even bloom or do anything when you block it? Does anybody know? I know I can Google it. I just haven't. So I used Big Twist Soft, and it's in the colorway Taupe. I did use 3 full skeins of this. So it's 320 yards times 3, 960 yards went into this honker. It's fantastic. I love it so much. I'm really glad I chose to pick up that whip and get that get that going, excuse me, and get it off the needles because it was too long standing. Oh, leftover bulb marker. I thought I got them all. Anyway, so that's done. Feels glorious. So happy to have it done. I have a whole bunch of whips. Actually, these two, I don't know, oh, right there. These two shelves are all project bags full of works in progress. So I don't have like a necessary plan for all of those guys. It did feel really great to pick this back up in lieu of casting something new on. So we'll see where I go next. I have some plans we will discuss in a little bit. Okay, so that is my one and only finished object. Now let's have some sock talk. Sock talk. I was able to pick back up my socks that I'm making for my grandma. They are the Luna sock pattern, which is by Summer Lee Knits. They are in her new book, which I love. And if you have not picked it up, I highly recommend it. So I'm doing them 2 at a time on Magic Loop, which I cannot stand, but I am because of yarn limitations. So I was at, oh golly, I was at that sweet little coffee mug. So I've made that much progress in a little over a week. I didn't show these last week because I had only done a few rows. So, I mean, that's a good little chunkity chunk there. And I really, really do love this, the texture on this. It's very simple, very, very easy repeat, which I love. So those are going strong. Again, there's no deadline for these. I was just doing them because she had asked for a pair along with some other family members. So I'm just trying to slowly get them gifting some socks. This is in just a cute little fake quilted bag from Polka Dot Creek, Canadian yarn dyer. I like their project bags a lot. Next up, I have the vanilla socks that I'm making for myself. I think I moved this progress keeper last week, so if I didn't and there's an obscene amount done and that's not true, I'm sorry. But anyway, I believe I moved it and was here last week, so I got these done. They're gigundo, and I did just this morning compare them to the one that is done to see how much further I had to go, and I'm almost to the toe. So I just have that much more to go. And these guys will be done. Well, almost done. I have to put the afterthought heel on, so, but that's no big deal. So hopefully, I'm really, really hoping these will be done next video. When I was updating my project notebook today, I did not realize that I started these like February 10th. And it typically does not take me that long to get through a pair of vanilla socks. But I guess it just goes to show I haven't been working on them as much as I feel like I have. And they are also like way bigger than I normally make too, because I'm trying to use as much of the 100-gram skein that I have. Oh, I forgot to share that part. It's Sock Ease by Lion Brand. Ugh, it's something that they used to have and then they took it away and then they just re-released it. Like, I think I bought this last year. No, the year before last, actually, in 2022. And it's the colorway Aviation. So I love those. I really hope that those are done by next week because, well, really just because I want them on my feet. They're like so cozy and it's still very chilly, spring chilly here. So I want them. And then my only other work in progress is my Thursday knit night sweater, which is the pullover, what's it called? The lightweight pullover Raglan, I think it's called. It's a free pattern by Purl Soho. And I'm using their Sweet Grass, which is an organic alpaca blend in the colorway Buckwheat Beige. This is not the yarn that the pattern called for, but I got it during their spring, what is it called? There's the spring sale that they had like a couple months ago or something, or last month, I guess. So I am this far. I was at this sweet little bird stitch marker last time. So I've gotten a solid few inches done, for sure. Still doing the increases for the sleeve. So this is worked sleeves first, then body up, joining the sleeves, finishing the neck. And I'm only doing this on Thursdays with my girlfriend for our knit night. We are doing them together. She's using, oh my gosh, hers looks amazing. I'll see if she minds if I take a picture when we meet this Thursday to show, to pop up next week. She's using a bunch of Madeline Tosh colors, and she's making a striped version, which I'm super proud of her because this is her first really first go at a garment. She made a tank top once before, but it ended up being like super, super big. So she gave up for a while. So this is really like her first go at it. And I'm so proud of her because I feel like it's super adventurous to do a striped version. So I'm super excited that her colors are beautiful. She has very classy taste though. So I am not surprised at all that her colors are so gorgeous. So yeah, I'll see if I can snag a picture and throw it up here because the stripes are turning out so pretty. So pretty. So anyway, so those are the 3 things that I'm working on right now. Obviously I need to start more things because the sweater doesn't count. It's only on Thursdays. So I really only have 2 socks going right now. And that is not enough for my hands. I do though, whatever I do start next, I need to take a break from larger needles. I have been working, most of my knitting time has been on the Cosmos textured wrap and then the Sunshine's Chevron baby blanket that I showed last week. And those are both on really big needles. I think I used US 10 or 11 for the baby blanket, and then this wrap was a US 13. I might have those numbers backwards, but they were like 10s and 13s. And I have a really hard time working on big needles for long periods of time, and I've noticed that my hands have been really sore. So I need just whatever I pick up next needs to just be smaller needles. I just need to make sure on that. So we'll see. I have a flaxseed light sweater that I put away when fall approached, which that would be really nice to get back out right now and do that because that's like it's just a fingering weight sweater, so that would be super nice for spring. But Andrea Gahn finally got out her Haw Creek pullover, which the moment she called for testers on that, I had bought yarn for it because I knew no matter what I wanted to knit it. I think I might have talked about this last week, sorry, but she actually just came out. It just came out, I think, on Thursday, and I snagged it. And I was going to use Knit Picks Heatherly Sport Weight tonals, I think they're called, or Heatherly Sport Weight in the colorway Sweet Bing. I bought a sweater quantity for that, but then I ended up using that color for a baby dress. So I guess I'm not making that right now. I feel like, I'm sorry, this is deja vu. I had the same conversation with you all last week. So scratch that. But I did buy the pattern because she always gives a really generous discount code to newsletter subscribers. So I did at least snag that because I do want to make that for sure. Okay, let's talk knitting plans, but not for me knitting plans. I want to start now doing my gift knits for Christmas. I don't actually have that many after I sat down and took like a look at it. One, because my family is not incredibly big and I'm not gift knitting for everybody in my family. I feel very strongly to only gift knit when I'm felt called to do so to speak. So I don't feel forced to make things for people or anything like that. If I'm gift knitting, it's because I truly want to do that. So that's part of why I don't have a lot, because like my kids don't appreciate gift knits except my youngest son with his socks, things like that. So I don't have a ton of people to knit for, and our family is very, very small. So I am going to be I just picked up the yarn for this because I wanted to get it going. And again, gift knit yarn does not count towards my no buy try. I'm going to call it a no buy try because I'm trying really hard not to buy. So that doesn't count if I don't have the yarn for it. And I don't typically have the sweater quantity of yarn in my stash that is not already claimed to a project. Hopefully that made sense. So I am going to try to make the Moby sweater by PetiteKnit for my cousin. I will put a picture of it up, of course. I really want to make him a cabled sweater, but I did not want to do one that was in pieces. I really don't like piecing garments together. So I found it a bit difficult to find a sweater that was knit in the round, based just on descriptions that people provided in their like Ravelry, I don't know, pattern description. So if you guys know of any, I'm not like sold on the Moby sweater by any means. It just happened to be what I was able to find. I really, and obviously PetiteKnit, she's been doing it forever, or, you know, she has like 1,000 patterns and people love her patterns. So I just knew that it would be like a tried and true situation. A lot of the cabled sweaters that I found had patterns, but there were like either no projects done or very few projects done. And that made me nervous to do that. I've never done a cabled garment before. I've done cabled socks, which I know it's a whole different ball game. But so I just wanted to really make sure that I did like a tried and true pattern. So I'm going to stick with that. But if you guys have anything, I'm so open to suggestions. I really, really am. I just got tired of looking through Ravelry. But anyway, I'm really excited to try this yarn. I picked up a Lion Brand yarn called Respun, and it's a 100% recycled polyester. And it's in this beautiful colorway called Alpine. I don't know how well it's coming. It's coming up pretty good. It's just this really beautiful, like bluish green, which I think will be perfect for my cousin. I know that it is a little dark to pick up cables. So I don't know if it's going to work out, I guess, but I know that I want to use this yarn, and I bought a lot of it. So I will have enough. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think my backup plan will be to do the, I've done the Jane Richmond has just like a men's Raglan sweater pattern that I bought, and I've made two or three of them, two, I think of them already. So worst case, if a cabled sweater doesn't work out, I will just make him just a Raglan sweater with this yarn, but I'm super excited about it. It is a medium weight yarn. It doesn't say exactly what, but her Moby sweater, I might get this wrong, but it calls, I think, for a DK weight, which is like a weight 3, and this is a 4, but it's pretty thin. I feel like I can get away with it, especially because I do think I am like a more tight knitter, and if anything, I can just adjust the size that I make for him, or if it's like a little bit big, that's okay too, because I'd prefer it to be big for him than smaller. Obviously, that was silly. I think everybody would prefer that. So I'm going to do this. This is my first gift knit that I might start now because it does use smaller needles. So, and I don't know how long it's going to take me, and I definitely don't want to be rushed with it. And it is all over cabling or texture, or it is all over pattern, sleeves too. So this is pretty adventurous for me, but I think I'm going to try it, and I think I'm going to get it cast on soon. So that's my first plan. My second plan, I do know that I also want to make a sweater for my other cousin. I'm thinking a bigger, like cozy cardigan, like no buttons or anything, just like a throw on, keep warm cardigan. And I'm leaning towards doing I think it's called the Moonbow Slouch cardigan by Mama in a Stitch. Now that one is a not knit, like a back and forth cardigan. It is knit in pieces. But I wasn't able to really find exactly what I was looking for. I don't want anything textured. I want to be able to use like a bulky or a super bulky yarn, just so, again, it has that cozy factor. So I just had difficulty finding things that were not made in pieces. So I think I might be stuck with that one, unless again, you guys have a suggestion. I didn't heavily look into that one yet because that's going to be, that's definitely not going to be first, because again, if it's bulky or super bulky weight yarn, it's going to be a bigger needle, and I have to give my hands a break right now. So that will be later in the summer, or maybe even fall. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be right now. So besides that, the only other gift knits, I am going to make a few pairs of socks for some people. And I think I had asked my family if they thought my uncle would like a pair of socks, and they very much were a resounding no. Not like, just like that he wouldn't appreciate them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Not that he wouldn't like them, but so I think I'm going to make him a hat. I've previously made him and my cousin these like they wanted these like striped stocking hats, like the ones that like funnel down and then there's like a big pom-pom at the bottom. I don't know what it was about, but they wanted them, and so I made them matching, and they like love them. So I think I might make him not that again, but just like a nice warm hat, maybe even like a muscle burrow. Everyone talks about those all the time, and I have not made one yet, but I just like the fact that it would be, double knit and then quadruple knit if he folded it up, which I would make it long enough probably for him to fold up. So I think I might make him one of those. I think my grandpa is going to also be getting a hat, possibly also a muscle burrow hat, just because he still like shovels his front drive and things like that in the winter. So I was thinking about making him something warm like that, and I know he would wear it because like I made it for him. So I think that's pretty much where I'm set. So 2 hats, a few pairs of socks, and then 2 sweaters, I think are my plans for gift knitting. So I really want to get started sooner rather than later. The only other gift that I am going to be doing, which again, I need to wait just a minute because it does require larger needles. The very quick, well, let me show you first. So I bought this Karen Colorama Halo yarn, and it's like a fade. It's like, I don't know, I just thought it was really pretty. But I am making a scarf for my youngest son's teacher. So the quick backstory, a few months ago, maybe over winter break, I can't quite remember, 2 of my sons wanted to learn how to knit, and of course I was like, yeah. But I did tell them, I said, like, I'm not really a great teacher, so like maybe why don't I sit with you and we can watch a YouTube video together and I can help you that way. My youngest was not about it. He wanted me to show him how to do it, all these things. So that's fine. So we sat down, and basically he loves casting on. Like, that's what he likes to do. He has not quite figured out the rest of knitting past casting it on. And it's really just because he just hasn't dedicated the time to it. I mean, he could totally get it. So when he was first learning this, I had said to him, I said, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be so fun if you learned to knit and you made your teacher a scarf for the end of the year as a thank you? And he was elated. He just thought it was the best idea in the whole world. Well, we're at April 2nd now, and their school ends at the end of May, and he just doesn't, there's not going to be time. There's not going to be time for him to learn and then knit it. There's not. So he asked me if I would make it. So of course I will. So we went to the store and he picked this out. And I'm just going to do a simple like seed stitch. I have been so jamming with the seed stitch. That was one of the pattern repeats in the Cosmos textured wrap, and I love a seed stitch. So I'm going to, I think, just do that. And of course, if it doesn't look right, I'll just rip it out and do just like a stockinette or something like that. But I think a seed stitch will be nice. And then the pattern I found for it is it had some fringe on it too. So it'll be it should be a nice easy knit. But I am going to be using 6mm, which I think are US 10s. Double point or single pointed needles. So I think I just need a break for just like maybe I'll start working on it this weekend. I just need it a little bit. But and they had so many colorways like, they were really cute. I kind of wanted to buy some and make myself some scarves, but you know, I did not. So I'll see how this turns out, and then maybe, I don't know, yeah, maybe I'll go back. I think what I would really, really like is, because I have talked before about how I'm kind of like, oops-a-daisy, particular about things matching. So I don't necessarily love a fade. This is gonna sound so horrible. I would not wear a scarf that was like fade on one side through a whole nother color on the other side. Like, they would have to be matching. So what I think I would really like to do, depending on how big this scarf works up, is I would like to get 2 of those balls or cakes, I guess they're called, and work a scarf that's much wider, and then start with whichever, the middle or the end of it, and then work it through, and then join with the same color in the back, and then that way they would end at the same color in the front. You know, like, you'd be fading from, you know, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, but you'd be fading, like, starting with the pink, fading to the blue, and then you'd join the blue and fade back to the pink. I wish I was not so particular, but I am. But that would be fun. And this is really cozy for being acrylic. So that's a possible me plan. I mean, I could also probably make a what's that? A cowl. But I'm not a super fan of cowls. I really like a scarf that I can adjust the like tightness around my neck and things like that. So that's a plan I wasn't planning on talking about or even coming up with until right now. So anyway, let's reference back my little thing here because I'm getting off topic. Oh, okay. I wanted to show you a little bit of yarn that I got in. And as a reminder, these were yarn subscriptions that I were a part of. I had canceled back in February, but because of how they do their billing, I got them. My last one is now with these. So I am officially done with all of my subscriptions, and my row 1 is still on hold. I'm using that for my DK weight jelly roll. Actually, that really needs some love. Maybe I should pick that guy back up. But I have several months that I need to get caught up in my jelly roll. So I put the row 1 on pause or hold or whatever it's called until I get those all worked up, because I'm not sure. I might be nearing the end of it, so I'm not sure how many more months I actually need. So these are going to be spoilers. I'm not going to say anything about the colors, but they're April colorways for Farmer's Daughter Fiber Sock Squad. This is April. So if you have not opened it yet, look away for a minute. Okay, so this is what we have going on. You can see that gloriousness right there. And I really I'm usually not a fan of this color, but I actually really like this together. So, okay, socks are away. You can look back now. I am going to do Cider House socks by Summerly Knits with that set though. I did another pair, or I have one other pair of those socks, which was actually like the first pattern I ever bought by Summerly Knits. They were like my intro to her, and I saw her like post about them and I loved them. They're just like retro feel. And I really have been wanting another pair, and I think that pair will be perfect for those. And then the other subscription that I got was the Freckled Whimsy, what is it, like Her Christmassy sock yarn. Is that what it's called? I got sucked into that by Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. So I'm going to show it. Look away. I'm super obsessed with this. Okay, you can look back. Part of the reason why I stopped doing subscriptions is because I inevitably am disappointed with the colors. And that sounds so, I don't mean for that to sound as harsh as it does. Because I can't even imagine the work that goes into figuring out colors, dyeing it. Like, I just can't imagine the work at all. But I'm just a person that does not enjoy surprises. Which you're going to laugh at that in just a few minutes. But I don't enjoy surprises, and I just really like to be able to pick the yarn that I want. So, and plus I was just spending way too much money in yarn. So I had stopped all my subscriptions back in February. It was a wildly quick decision that I had made. But yes, it feels great. It was fun to get those in the mail though. And I do kind of miss now getting subscriptions, but I'm not going to rejoin anything right now. So that was that. Okay, oh, so this is what you're going to laugh about. I ended up buying some Advents. Yes, I said some. Let's talk about this for a minute. I have been really struggling with wanting to buy an Advent at Christmas time because part of it's FOMO. I watch a lot of Vlogmases and I see everybody opening up their yarns and making all these beautiful things. So maybe a lot of it is even FOMO. But I really, really want to make an anthology throw, and that is specifically made with 24 mini skeins. I mean, obviously it was like made for an Advent, and I really love the short story is I bought Hue Logo's Advent calendar, which is the one that I have been having my eye on. It is botanical themed. I cannot even stand their colorway. Like the palettes that they've been showing for it are just so beautiful and give me any and all things flowers and plants and colors like that. I can't resist. So that is part of the reason why I wanted to figure out my gift knitting so early in the year also, because I would really like to have all of my Christmas presents done, bought and made by December 1st, so that during the month of December, when we have a bunch of family stuff and all that kind of things going on, my knitting can just be like me knitting and what I want to be knitting on without the stress of Christmas presents needing done. So that's my plan. Obviously, as the months go on, we'll see how that works out. So I felt good about getting the Advent, knowing that I had a plan in place for all of my gift knits. And then I also bought the Molly from the Homespun House. I have been dying to try her yarn as well. I did buy her Advent that is a sock set every Sunday. So I think it's like comes with 4 sock sets every Sunday for December. So I got that as well because I just thought that would be fun to have those to like work on during December. And then I bought one other one. What was it? Oh my gosh. I bought Freckled Whimsies Advent, which is hilarious because the day that I had given in to buying these, I was like, oh, let me just see hers because hers last December was so beautiful, and I was so bummed out that I missed out on it because it was one of those things that I didn't even, like as you're learning knitting and yarn and all that, you don't realize what exists. Like you don't know what you don't know. So everybody in the Vlogmases were like making them and I didn't even know they existed. And I rushed to her website to see if she happened to have any extra. And of course she sold out. Like, of course she did, because her yarn is beautiful. So I happened to check her site to see when those pre-orders were going on sale because I really wanted my yarn buying to be like just in this one day so that I could start like counting up again on how many days it's been since I bought yarn. And it happened to literally go on sale that day. So so I got that as well. And that is I can't remember the exact details, but it's all in one ball, or I got 250-gram balls and you knit one stripe a day. I just thought that would be fun, and I feel like that's going to be totally doable to do. So yeah, I'm excited. Now I'm excited for Christmas. So I did get those, and then so I was going to start my no yarn buying from that day, but then I did buy more yarn today. It was only one, and it was another Regia yarn. I've talked about their yarn before. It was a Regia Perfect yarn. I did buy that today, and the only reason I bought that is that sock pair that I made of theirs is hands down my favorite socks to wear, and I wear them all the time. So that's why I want to make another pair now. And I think I got really excited about them too because the my vanilla socks that I'm making are that same kind of like rustic feeling, warm kind of sock yarn. So those got me really excited, and just they remind me very much of the other Regia Perfect that I made. So I'll pop a little picture up of what they will look like. And so I think that's coming in later this week. So I'll probably cast those on this weekend, which is all the more motivation to get these vanilla socks done. So we'll see. But anyway, I was excited about that. So technically my no yarn buying is going to start from right now today. Like right now today. So I'm at day 0, but What are you gonna do? What else do we have to talk about? Oh, here, let's talk stats, because we're getting lengthy here. I'm almost done though. So my March stats are a little like blah blah, but that's okay. I think I felt like I knit all the time in March, but I think it's just because they were like bigger projects and I didn't finish any socks, so I feel a little down about March, but that's okay. So in March, I started 3 new projects. I finished 2 projects, and I knit 847 grams of yarn. So very quick to remind, I have a goal of 40 finished objects for the year, which means 3.3 finished objects every month. So did not quite get there this month, but that's okay. And then I want to knit 5,000 grams of yarn this year, knit or crochet, I should say. I want to make with 5,000 grams, which equals 416 grams a month if I break that down. And I did 847 this month, and I've done more than that every month as well. So I am fully confident that I will hit that goal. I'll probably even hit that goal like by next month or the month after, honestly. So I guess I should have made that a little bit higher, but that's okay. So after I hit that goal, my goal will really be to get 40 finished objects done this year. And I am counting pairs of socks, of course, in that. Not single socks, full wearable pairs of socks. So that's what I have going on for the end of March. A few other super quick things, TV and reading. I am reading still, because it is so ginormous, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I am listening to that on audio. I am 84% done, and I am loving it. I feel so silly for waiting so long to jump on the bandwagon. I didn't wait for any reason. It's just how it was. I love it so much. She is an amazing writer. The audiobook is fantastic. Like the voice in the audiobook, she's fantastic. I love it so much. I think last week I put on hold the second book for audio, and there's like a 24-week wait. So I'll be reading other things in between. Again, I don't like real books, like holding a real book, and I don't like reading from my Kindle because I am listening to audiobooks while I knit, and I do not do well knitting and reading at the same time. It's a curse. I don't know. So I do audiobooks. So 84% done with that. Super excited. It is at a very critical point, and I just like want to zip through it. So I might listen to it more often than my usual because I want to know what happens. And then watching, I'm still trying to finish Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu. It's with, what's their sweet little faces, bought that football team in Wales. Anyway, I'm almost done with that. I'm in the middle of the 2nd season, I think. So, and it's just good. It's just a nice thing to have on that I don't like super have to pay attention to. And then my husband and I finished Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That was I think 8-show series on Prime. That was super good. I really hope that there's more coming out. We really, really liked that a lot. And then we are rewatching Schitt's Creek. I think this is the 4th time we're rewatching it, but somebody last week had reminded me of that show or had suggested it or whatnot, and we both like forgot how funny it was, so we were like, yeah, let's just start rewatching that. I can't. I am so wholeheartedly obsessed with that show. Like, I just think it's so funny. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna watch after Welcome to Wrexham because that is almost done. I do have a bit more to catch up on with the Sex Lives of College Girls, I think, on HBO Max. I have a bit more to finish with that. I have like little tidbits of shows that I want to finish up before really delving into any kind of like new series, because I was searching through like Netflix and Hulu earlier last week, I think it was, and I just realized there were a whole bunch of series that I had never finished for whatever reason. So I'm gonna go back and finish all of those. And then I did start watching, I lied, I did start something new. I started watching a Casey Anthony 3-part docu-series on Disney Plus. Did anybody realize that Disney Plus had like adult shows? Like, I mean, obviously they have the Marvel movies and all of that, but they have like adult shows. Like, they have a whole they have adult shows. I didn't realize that. Like, they have, like, very serious documentaries, like murder and all that kind of stuff. Like, they have, I don't know, they have, like, a whole horror section. I guess that caught me off guard being Disney, but I don't know, what do I know? Everybody's doing everything these days. So that is it. I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to focus on my vanilla socks for today. We have karate tonight, so that's some karate knitting time. I can hopefully get a chunk done. And I don't know what I'm going to start next. I'm actually really struggling with that. I am going to slowly start the Moby sweater. I might peek through Ravelry one more time to make sure I'm not missing a different cable knit sweater. I'm a little nervous with the all over texture because I have not knit any big cables ever. So it's doable, but I'm a little nervous about it. I was more maybe just hoping, I don't know what I was hoping for. I really do like the sweater though. I'm gonna ruminate on that for just a little bit longer. But I really want to get the Cider House socks going with my Farmer's Daughter Fiber sock squad for this month. But I also really don't want to necessarily jump into another pair of socks right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might pick up my Flax Light sweater that's back here. I might pick that up and work on that a bit more. We'll see. Anyway, you guys don't need to be here for this thinking. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you very, very much for being here. If you have hung on this long, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for being here. I know I like to ramble at the end. So yeah, anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. And I hope to see you all next Tuesday. All right, bye.